Peter Moriarty began IT consulting at the tender age of 15, riding to his clients via pushbike. He now runs itGenius outside of Crow's Nest and services a number of businesses with an IT outsourcing service across Sydney. And he's here to tell us his story of being an entrepreneur. Welcome, Peter.
G'day, pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure, my pleasure. Now, just to start off, because this is one of the very first things that you ever told me, Peter has a very ambitious retirement goal, and I'd like you to just share that with our viewers, if you don't mind. Tell us about that.
Yeah, sure. Well, my goal has been, since I was in high school, I guess, and I read the Rich Dad, Poor Dad book, my goal's always been to be financially free before I'm 30.
So what does that mean? What does financially free mean for you?
To me, financially free means being able to put food on the table, being able to live my life without having to work, being able to work because I want to work, being able to do things that I enjoy, but not having to worry about where next week's paycheck is coming from.
Fantastic. So what's the strategy? How are you going to make that happen? Or are you already on your way to making that happen?
Well, I believe I am on my way. I was inspired to choose that ambitious goal, and I was inspired to choose entrepreneurship and getting into business after reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I guess that inspired me not to work for somebody else forever. I was inspired to start my own business. My dad started his own business, and therefore I chose that as one of my life goals and ambitions to choose a career of business for myself.
So having a dad as an entrepreneur, I suppose, as well, were there any kind of main things that he did that you've followed, or are there any mistakes that he's made that you've kind of learnt from and not done? Tell us a bit about how your father's helped to shape your own business path.
Sure. I think the key thing was the mindset, and that mindset was that I was taught, well, whatever you want to achieve, whatever you dream up and you want to do with your life, you can get out there and achieve it. When we think more practically, what are some of the lessons that I picked up from my dad? He's a builder. He's run his building business for the past 25 years. He taught me the basics when I was starting my business at 15 of, how to send an invoice to a client, how do you answer the phone, how to chase someone for money when they don't pay their bill, and those were, I guess, the fundamentals of starting a consulting business, which were the more practical lessons that I learned.
It's fantastic you've got a dad who can teach you those sorts of things, because lots of people start off and they don't know any of that at age 25, let alone age 15. So it's great that you've got a mentor in your own father. Does he still kind of offer you fatherly advice now that you're obviously running a successful business?
Absolutely. I always take the big decisions back to Dad to see what he thinks. Nowadays, I've generally done most of the thinking myself, and it's really just confirming what that thinking is with Dad. I of course always value his input, as he's a person who I believe has great wisdom and can help me. I think it's very interesting something that you mentioned about young people who may not necessarily have supporting parents. To anyone who's thinking about starting a business, who may be feeling like it's not something that their family would be happy for them to do, I think the important thing to do is to surround yourself with people who are going to be supportive of your ideas. And so that might be your friend circle, that might be attending networking events with other young entrepreneurs, and be there to look out for you and help you achieve your goals.
So a network of support's an important thing for anyone starting out.
Yes, correct.
Tell us a bit about your business, just so the viewers at home know a little bit about what you're actually offering. So it's obviously IT related.
Yes. Basically, we're the IT department for companies that can't afford one. They're the kinds of businesses that are big enough that the business owner can't handle their IT anymore, or just a one-man band IT guy doesn't really have the resources to support their business and support the needs of their business, but they're probably a little bit too small to go and hire their own internal IT team. So we sit right there in the middle. We've got a help desk who are on call, who are proactive at responding to issues. We monitor our clients' networks 24 hours a day, and then we're always there to provide support and consulting for networks, servers, email, cloud-based applications. Essentially, we're an outsourced virtual IT department for those businesses.
How has your business changed from when you were 15 to now?
At 15, I guess you could call me the Mr. Fix-It guy. I started off helping my neighbours and my family friends, work with their computers. By the time I got to high school, I was already, picking up small businesses that I was starting to work with, and I'd duck off. If I had a free period at lunchtime, I could disappear, and once I had a car, I was able to go and visit clients. Sometimes I'd skive off from school at the end of the day if I had a study period. Other times I might sit in the library and open up a remote support session and log on to someone's server and do some maintenance or something like that. Over time, I always wanted to build a successful business with staff, create opportunities for other people, and have a team around me. Over the years, it progressed to working with larger and larger clients, and we're now solely focused on the business clients.
Peter, you mentioned about providing opportunities to other people. Tell us about the team that you have.
Yeah, sure. Look, it is always a struggle, hiring your first few staff members when you've started a business for the first time. We now have a really solid team, and I found that I actually work better with entrepreneurial employees. So they're employees that will take initiative, they're excellent at problem solving, which they have to be, particularly in the IT industry. They're team members that I can actually throw a complex problem at and they'll be able to come up with a solution for it. So it is very important to have a solid team around you. Surround yourself with people who are more skilled than you are. Surround yourself with fantastic people and you just be the glue that, that sort of binds everyone together. So that's what I try and be. I just try and be the glue that brings as many brilliant people as I can find together.
It must be pretty humbling as a business owner knowing that there's some really valuable team members there, and you might be the face of the business, but it's not necessarily all you. And I guess that it's about letting go of ego and just being humble about your business, and that's such a incredibly mature attitude, I think, to have for someone in their mid-20s running their own business, to say, you know what, I'm the glue that holds it all together. I think that's fantastic.
I'm the ideas guy, and the guys keep me in check. I'm the networker, I'm the salesperson, and I guess I design the solutions when we put in a solution for a client, and the technicians and the consultants, they'll help to actually roll out the solution. They're the guys who do all the brilliant work. I'm happy just to be the one that holds it all together, and it's the team that actually makes things work. You won't last very long if you think you can just do everything and you can be the centre of attention forever.
So Peter, how do you define success?
It's not always a walk in the park running a small business. It is a very hard job, but I try my best to acknowledge and be thankful for what I do have, and that's that I am in control of my own domain, and I do get to call the shots. All the risks come with that as well, but I'm not working off somebody else's Ferrari. I really do enjoy the opportunity that I have to create other opportunities for jobs for other young people, and deliver a service and constantly learn about business, constantly learn about technology, which is what I'm most passionate about.
So you just mentioned giving opportunities to young people. Do you have a particular philosophy about hiring people that are younger than yourself or that are under 30 or anything like that?
Look, if you're a Gen Y running a business, I think anyone who's more than 10 years older than you will just not give you the respect that you need. Unless you have a seasoned executive team actually running the business for you, which I don't have. I'm the one running the business. I think, yes, it is. It's a generational gap, and I guess it's a disconnect in personalities.
Okay, well, thanks for sharing that, because I'm sure that would be of value to people wanting to set up their own business. What are some of the challenges that you've encountered along the journey?
Wow. Look, there are challenges every day. I've always been one to be excited by challenges, and I really thrive on them. It's part of my problem-solving mindset. Running a business, being an entrepreneur, is all about problem solving, and every day you will be thrown challenges. The most important thing is to spend as much time teaching yourself and learning and gaining knowledge from as many people around you, and surrounding yourself with people who you can learn from, surrounding yourself with mentors who can inspire you. Be happy to actually ask for help with people as well. Don't try and pretend that you're ultra successful and you've got everything under control, because everybody's learning, even the people at the top, even the Bransons, even the Steve Jobs, even the Bill Gates. I think it's important not to be scared to share your story, and if you are happy to share your story and tell people what you are about, and be happy to ask for help as well, then the people around you will be attracted to you and will want to help you. It's having the right philosophy, and that's a philosophy of being open and sharing.
I think that sometimes if people have a brave new idea, they can be a bit attached to it and be scared that someone's going to steal it from them?
So I've got a comment on that, actually. I mean, ideas are worthless. It's the implementation that actually counts. And there's plenty of business out there for everyone. There are plenty of opportunities out there for everyone. And if you find that you get halfway through your idea and it doesn't work, or someone else has already done it, or for some reason that it fails, that's okay. Failing is a part of life, and it's just another challenge that you can overcome and move forward from.
Tell us about what you've really had to look at to gauge the success of your business.
I think the main thing is making sure that the work you are doing, particularly if you're in a startup and you're in the first couple of months and you're burning through your savings and you need to get things off the ground, make sure everything that you focus on is something that's dollar productive. Don't spend all your money on fancy letterheads and with compliment slips and that kind of thing, which I did do. Just try and avoid that kind of crap and make sure, in the startup phase, can you prove if this business is going to work, yes or no?
We're starting out today. You've given some fantastic advice already, but what are a couple of words of wisdom you might have for people that might be a bit scared to take that first step?
Sure. I guess my first couple of little tidbits of wisdom are to, if you can, start it when you're in another job. So start it on the side or start it while you're at uni. Start something nice and easy and small that you can manage without having to, take out a $10,000 or a $20,000 bank loan to get things off the ground. Number two is, if you want to start a business, try and spend some time working in that industry so you can learn that industry really well, so you can learn how established businesses do things before trying to start things out yourself. If you're, trying to get the motivation to start something, or you're not really sure if you've got a good business idea or not, go and seek out mentors or seek out other people who have done it and share your ideas with them. If it's a motivational thing that's stopping you from going out there and give it a crack, read a couple of books, like maybe Losing My Virginity by Richard Branson. I found that really inspiring to get out there and give business a go. There's the Rich Dad Poor Dad as well, and there's the 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss, and that's actually a great book on showing you some really easy businesses that you can start on the side that are really low upkeep and can be quite automated and nearly run themselves even.